Hey there, Richard here. It's been a few days. I've been moving, and as you can see from the still pics, I moved in. Had some issues and things to deal with, as you always do. This is one of those fancy form over function electrical systems with all these touch buttons and everything, and oh man, I just prefer a switch. Thank you very much. You know, I'm not going to go into it. AC needed charging. There's just stuff. So most of it got done today. So there's the view. It's all working out. I think I attribute it to dropping the booze. Because I've just been one thing to the next, go, and trying to make something work that's big, not just little things like I've done in the past, right? So doing a lot of things different on the blog. I'm not going to get into it. You'll just see it as it rolls out, and so I've got this great environment in which to create. That's Pattaya behind me, in case I didn't. Pattaya, Thailand behind me. And I've told the story before, but right out there, I visited my first time here 37 years ago in 1986. And who would have guessed, that I'd ever be living up here on the hill overlooking the whole thing, right? So that's that. The gym is going great. I do have a post coming on water retention issues with growth hormone supplements. Man, oh man! I'll just give you a little hint. So I just poured on massive weight that could only be explained by water retention. Not fat, not muscle, water, right? And so I started figuring it out, and like 4 or 5 days ago, and I started thinking about it and researching. I said, well, and I talked to some. It's always great to talk to gym bros, man. I tell you what, you want to know about stuff, you talk to the guys who actually have been through all this stuff and experimented with this stuff before, and so I'd already just cut back on my meals, feeding, working out, and plus I took like 4 days off, so I boxed in my workouts on the front end and then took 4 days off. Now I got to do 5 days in a row to keep on my schedule, with missing one single workout day. It's the first workout day I've missed since July 1st, right, where I've actually completely dropped one single day dropped out of my schedule, out of my commitment since July 1st. That's not so bad. And it's during a move. I just couldn't do it. I was like beat to shit. Go. So I could just figured that was my workout, I had to hump shit downstairs one place and then all around and into a car and out of a car and then over across and then up well, the 15 floors is by elevator, but you got to hump it to the elevator, in the elevator, out the elevator, down the hall, into everything. And nobody had to hand the little dolly, the dollies or the what do you call them? The little, the things that are in Home Depot and shit. And flatbeds. That's it. Oh, they had one here, a small one, a tiny one. So anyway, I went back to the potato hack days, and I remember that when I did potatoes only, I think it was, I forget how many days, it was like 10 days or something I did, and I dropped like an enormous amount of weight. It was like 17 pounds. And and that kind of weight loss that quick is, always water. And so when you figure out, you say, well, why? It's, caloric deficit, expends glycogen, water binds glycogen, so you're going to get water dump from going low carb, right? But you can there's another explanation too, and that is potatoes are loaded with potassium, right? So you shift that potassium sodium balance, boom, you dump water, and that's in the literature, right? So I did two things primarily. I cut back a little bit on the food. Well, I cut back quite a bit on fat and protein, and up the carbs in potatoes and fruit. And so bananas, orange juice, coconut water is high in potassium. So I'm eating all these potassium-rich carbs, no fat, and almost no fat, and smaller amount of protein. I want to get rid of this water, right? And then a guy tells me at the gym, he says, just go down to the pharmacy and get some water pills. You know what I mean? It's diuretic. The original, I think diuretics were the original blood pressure medication, because what they did, because one reason for high blood pressure is volume, because you retain all this water and you're like a balloon filled with water, so you have to pump against that. So it's higher pressure, right? And and plus I was reading on the systolic, I think that's the upper number, I was reading high on that, like 140, but on the diastolic I was reading 70. So it's high on the upper end, and that's a particular condition, but one explanation for that is water retention too, according to the literature. Right, so everything was coming together, so I did all this stuff, and I got the water pills, diuretics, and here in Thailand, you don't have this sort of convenience in the land of the free, but in Thailand, which is not the land of the free, you can just go down to the pharmacy and pretty much get, unless it's like a mind-altering or narcotic or something like that, you pretty much get anything you want. Just talk to the pharmacist, tell the symptoms, and discuss a little bit. They all speak English pretty well, and get what you need. So yeah, I got some diuretics for next to nothing, and popped one. Well, it's supposed to be like one a day. I think it's 40 milligrams, or is it 20? I may have it wrong, but I took double the standard dose, like one in the morning, one in the evening. Don't take them in the evening unless you want to get no sleep, because you'll be up pissing every 10 minutes. But anyway, long story short, is I lost about 12 pounds in 4 days. I'll tell you what, you feel a lot better too, because you realize, wow, no wonder I was dragging ass, like getting up out of chairs and off the sofa and out of bed and you just hauling around a lot more weight all the time, right? You're just clumsy, right? So it was nice. All of a sudden I'm spry and moving around again. So anyway, there's that story. I guess I should do a blog about it, but I figure I'd dump it in the video here. So anyway, and that's it. So this is where I'll be maintaining a positive outlook, and kind of using this as my kind of, what is it? Just kind of a aura of something. I just feel good here. I'm still kind of in a daze a little bit about it, and kind of got to sit down and say, okay, how am I going to organize my work life around this to kind of take benefit of everything. So just taking a look down at the pool. This is the 15th floor, incidentally. So all right, that's about it.